You ever see these guys? The Steelers Dynasty Podcast. What morons. Bubba is funny, but that Shane guy's a simpleton. Jamie, pull that clip up. Yeah, the Steelers Dynasty one. Can you believe these dumb Steelers? Fans, watch this crap. Yeah, that's it. Look at these two. Wow. You're watching the Steelers Dynasty Podcast with Bubba and Shane. These guys are morons, really dumb, funny, but dumb.
Welcome, everybody, to Steelers Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, Bubba Brewer, and we still do not have a quarterback. And it is 9 o'clock Wednesday. First day of free agency, legitly. No quarterback, Pittsburgh. What is going on? But before we start talking about it, I got to bring on the host of West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia and my co-host, the special field correspondent, and he's all knowledgeable. Lately, he's pulling out all the stops. Here he is, everybody, Shane Stodmiller. Shane, how you doing?
Good, Bubba.
We got how you feeling?
I'm feeling good because we got the relief. It's like it's like you and me are maybe Sam Kennison and Andrew Dice Clay, and we got Dave Chappelle coming in.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the opinions and format of this guest is could be sponsored by the Steeler Dynasty Podcast. This gentleman knows his football. He's very opinionated. But he wanted to come on and talk Steelers quarterback situation and some other things. And I'm like, you know what? Give me the email, and you have an open format to express what you have to say. Because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's been a Steeler fan all his life, but he is very opinionated, and he's very brash. And everybody knows him in Western Pennsylvania and Indiana County. So, ladies and gentlemen, here he is again. And he gave me that $100. Here he is. Brian B. Burns. Burnsy, what's up?
Shane, 7-time APWF champ. What's happening?
I don't know, Burns. So you said today, you go, Bubba, I got a lot of stuff to get off my cranium because this quarterback situation is something that you never seen before. So, Burns, we're going to start right into it. The format is yours right now to talk about this quarterback situation.
Well, right from the beginning, I told you that Justin Fields should have been starting.
Yeah. And
when you take him off as a starting quarterback, he's not coming back. He's just not. And Russell Wilson, now, let me ask you something. Does Sean Payton look like a genius? The Steelers paid $4.25 million last year for two former starting quarterbacks. And the Denver Broncos paid like $32 million for him to play for the Steelers. He started off well, but he lost, 5 or 6 games in a row? Sean Payton looks like a genius. And Rich Smoke even said Bo Nix was going to be the man. Guess who went to the playoffs, and guess who didn't? The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, we didn't win. It
doesn't matter.
Okay, but didn't we get a better deal with Russell Burns because we got him at a cheap price?
Well, you can have Neil O'Donnell come back out of the rest home and hand the ball off and throw short passes. I mean, let's get real.
Okay.
And what's going on here right now? I mean, I'm sorry, but I woke up this morning and my phone buzzes and it says, Steelers are looking at Joe Milton. Does anybody know where Joe Milton went to college? I do.
Burns. I figured you did. Where at?
He was part of the Josh Heupel offense when he came to Tennessee. He's not a short pass man, but he's got a hand cannon. And I thought about him thinking, I go to get in the shower and I'm thinking, this might not be a bad idea. He can run, and Tomlin.
You want to trade?
Yeah, they were going to trade. They might be trading. Yeah, they were saying trade for him. You probably get a 6th-round pick for him because he's a backup quarterback for him. But Tomlin wants this running quarterback. He's got a hand cannon. I mean, he can let it fly. Played at Michigan. He transferred to Tennessee. The dude can I mean, you got Metcalf because Pickens ain't going to be there. Let's face the facts. I mean, I got to ask, is he, I didn't even look it up. Is he on his last year of his rookie contract?
Yes.
Yes.
He has
Yes.
1 year left. And my opinion, Brian, is he's out the door maybe even this year.
Yeah, that's my point.
So
the con job is trading him as we speak.
See, I think he's going to stay. You two think he's going to roll.
No way. You don't spend $150 million on a wide receiver to have George Pickens run his mouth. Is George Pickens good? Yes. He's not a Steeler. He's going out the door. The con job is he's gonna find a way to get that second round draft pick back.
And Brian, Pickens it's a slap in his face that they gave this guy DK Metcalf the money, and Pickens, his attitude is going to be complete shit now.
Oh yeah, because DK Metcalf's going to come in. He ain't going to take George Pickens shit. He starts up. He ain't going to take his shit. DK Metcalf is the man. Was he illegally recruited at Ole Miss? Yes, but you ain't winning if you ain't cheating. So you don't. If you ever seen a man that looks like the Incredible Hulk that can do what he does, nope. I can't believe they got him. Did they spend too much money on him? Yes, because all this shit started when Hines Ward and
Go ahead.
Go ahead. The Steelers have not been the same since Hines Ward sat out and they paid him. That is not the Steeler way. It's not. And ever since then, they have not been able to figure it out. Period.
Okay. What are they going to figure out on who's going to be throwing the ball? So you want them to trade for Milton?
No, I don't want them to trade. I don't know, but would I love to see Aaron Rodgers come to Pittsburgh? Yeah, 5 years ago. He's still, I mean, even with the Jets, my buddy Stitt, not other than the Steelers, I love to watch Packers play. The Packers figure it out because they had Don Majkowski. They brought in Brett Favre. That was a lucky, but they knew what was going on.
Okay.
Then they bring in Aaron Rodgers, and everybody's like, oh, my God. And they sat him. Look what he did. They bring in, I remember when they drafted Jordan Love. I was sitting in Mike Stitt's house that night. It was Thursday night when they drafted number one. We were sitting in his garage. His boy's the biggest Packer fan in the world. And he came out, what the hell's going on? I'm thinking, dude, that's a good pick. And I said, he's going to sit and watch what happens. There it is.
I seen an article where Aaron Rodgers, 2 years, $90 million.
That's ridiculous.
There's no way the Steelers. Yeah, Shane, I seen that. There is no way the Steelers are paying for him. And okay, let me ask you guys this, and I'll ask Burns first, and I'll go with you, Shane, next, since Burns is our guest tonight. And everybody, thank you for chiming in on the chat. Everybody's hot talking quarterback talk, and we thank you guys for coming on tonight. And what about trading the Cardinals for Cal Murray, Burns?
No way. Nope. You had Russell Wilson last year, couldn't see over the line. You're going to put Kyler Murray back there? It's Doug Flutie. No.
Yeah, but Flutie Fakes was good, man. Won a playoff game with Doug Flutie. Couple games he won.
Bills.
Kyler Murray's about as tall as I am. You're not going to see over the line. No way.
Okay. No. What about you, Shane?
No. Murray, no. I think Aaron Rodgers is.
You think he's
the money's right, he's coming to Pittsburgh. But the Giants are.
Mark said Rodgers.
What's that?
Mark said Rodgers.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: the Giants can't offer them even what the Steelers are in a better position than the Giants.
Right?
Are they money wise?
Well, just as a team. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers wants to win a Super Bowl or playoff game, he has a better chance in Pittsburgh. Giants are so far; they're not even close. But they can.
Now I'll give you this. Shane's right on this. I'll give you this. if they pull Aaron Rodgers and they con him into coming to Pittsburgh, they'll keep George Pickens because this is Tomlin's. You're either going to win or you're going out the door.
This is the biggest talk right now because I can't believe they haven't signed anybody yet. Like I thought by 4:00, free agency at 4 was legit. Steelers were signing somebody. There's got to be some kind of discrepancy on some cash right now.
Well, they really couldn't. They couldn't talk to. Well, supposedly they couldn't talk to Rodgers till 4:00 this afternoon when the Jets released him. You know how that works.
Yeah,
right.
But 6:00. They were the news was at 6 on the nose that they were in talks. They're waiting for Aaron Rodgers to respond.
Well, the Steelers are in talks. Listen to every big name for the last 2 years. The Steelers are already in talks with them. So that's another horseshit line.
Yeah. Elliott said that. Leave his ass at the retirement home. Like a lot of people don't want him, but we don't have any. Like I cannot believe we haven't signed anybody.
He still throws a nice. He still throws a nice football though. If you get him a line, he can pick you apart. He still throws it. There's nobody that throws a better football than Aaron Rodgers because the Packers had a quarterback coach that changed his throwing motion, changed Favre's throwing motion. It's fact. And look, these guys throw BBs.
Okay,
that's fact.
So, but do you think the line is enough to handle a quarterback if we do sign Rodgers, Burns?
What's that?
Do you think our offensive line, if we signed Aaron Rodgers, would be the line to get him into the playoffs and keep him upright?
Well, you're moving what's his name over to the other tackle from Georgia, which he should have been there to begin with. Dan Moore can go sign with the Powder Puff team as far as I'm concerned. He stinks.
Well, he went to the Titans for like $80 million.
They're idiots.
Back or whatever the hell his name is.
Okay, so
go
ahead, Burns.
You bring what's his name from Washington? I can't even pronounce his name. He messed his knee up. You bring him back, they're going to be solid because Frazier's a good center. He's an animal. And you got McCormick from South Dakota. He's an animal.
Well, that's
one thing the Steelers did do last year is they went for the front line and they got good picks.
Well, McCormick actually, based on his performance last season in 2024, got an $800,000 bonus.
Can you blame him?
No. Just from his being, a starter for most of the season, and so I mean that's now he's going to be starting. There you go. There he is. You're the most positive fan in Steeler history, Burns.
Nah, just on the chat.
Afton said that.
He's killing it right tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, I put that stuff on your podcast just to joke with you guys.
Right.
I would love the Steelers to win the Super Bowl, but the BS has been going on for the last how many years? Roethlisberger should have been retired 4 years before he was. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. When you remember this, because I have no life. Do you remember when I was like a senior in college or a year after? Okay. I was after that because I watched MAC football on ESPN on Thursday nights, and I came to ladies' night at Rose Inn when you were bartending. And you said, "What do you think, Burns?" I said, "There's a guy in Miami, Ohio."
Yeah,
Roethlisberger. He stood a foot taller than everybody else, and he was slinging it. And what did they do? They drafted him. Did Cowher want him? No. Now, what did the Steelers? Tomlin does not. You can see he doesn't want to participate with a rookie quarterback and teach him.
Okay,
you can see that. It's plain as day.
Okay,
he thinks he's Belichick, and he's not. Okay,
no.
Now, what did the Steelers have when they brought Ben Roethlisberger in?
They had a defense and a running game.
You bet your ass they did. And they had a couple when they had to throw, Roethlisberger put it on the money. Now, that wasn't the plan when Touchdown Tommy was coming in.
Hey.
Now, can the Steelers do that now? Nope. No, they cannot.
Well, that team was – well, the thing about it is this defense now should be like the defense that was with Ben, because
No way.
No, but this defense is more high priced. This is a high priced defense.
Yeah, you said it. High priced.
Yes, but back then they didn't have a high price.
No,
they had constant. They had consistency on the defensive line, which I think is the key for them.
You just said the word right there: consistency. Plug and play.
Wow.
Plug and play. Does the Steelers have that right now? Nope. On defense? Nope. They don't. Because they had guys back watching. They didn't have to draft the top Florida State or the top guy in the top conference.
Okay.
Where'd Greg Lloyd go to school?
Didn't he go to North Carolina?
Fort Valley State. There's a football factory right there.
Well, see, that's not. You're right. But that's
where did these guys?
That's good scouts.
Yeah, right. Where you took the words right out of my mouth. Tomlin don't have these guys because the Steelers won't pay for them no more.
What, the scouts or the?
They're not going out and looking. Tomlin goes to the combine and goes, "You the man." Well, guess what? Wrong.
Okay, now I got a question for you from Mark, Steeler Nation Australia. So Burns, pick at number 1 quarterback. Who do you think it'll be, Burns?
Who do I think it should be?
Who do you think? Well, with the people that are out there now, I'm guessing. I mean, who? Okay, say 2 questions. Mark wants that one, and I'll put another one.
Okay.
If you had somebody that was available, who would you want as quarterback? And then you go with what we have left over as quarterback right now. So that you got 2 questions. Go ahead.
Okay. 1, Russell Wilson would not come back to Pittsburgh. He's an old man in NFL terms. You want to throw? I can throw a moon ball. Throw it straight in the air. We're done. Okay.
Okay.
I know you're going to bring up Kirk Cousins. Okay.
I didn't say that.
I know you. Okay. Kirk Cousins' agent is the best agent on planet Earth. He went to Michigan State. He was a nobody. He can't perform in prime time. And this man gets buku dollars every time he signs a contract. This man should be working for Trump. Because this man, I mean, I'm telling you, this Kirk Cousins gets these contracts, and I'm thinking, how the hell is he doing it? He's done nothing.
Okay,
think about it.
So, okay, now who would you want to take? Who would you want at quarterback for the Steelers, and who would you take that's right now because in free agency
on a 1-year deal?
1-year deal.
Okay,
1-year deal.
Yes.
Will they give him number 12?
That's nice, Ed.
Will they give him number 12?
I would.
I don't think they will.
I would.
You know my thoughts. If I'm the Steelers, I'm tanking and drafting Mario. I'm Arch Manning. If on a 1-year deal, because I know what the Steelers are going to do.
What are they going to do?
They won't. They're too cheap to move up because I think they won't get him.
Who do you think they're going to get, Burns?
If I'm taking a 1-year deal, here would be the master plan. If I would do this, if Aaron Rodgers, if he wants 2 years, $90 million, I tell him shove up his ass. But I would bring Aaron Rodgers in for 1 year.
Okay.
Then I would go with the draft, and in the second pick.
Well, we don't get a second.
Excuse me. I think they'll have a second pick.
Oh.
Trust me.
Okay.
The con job will pull one off. I would, if they have to take one this year, the only quarterback, because my man Prime's going to be gone. So
don't even say him.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I would take Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. If you got to draft a quarterback this year, you take Jackson Dart and let him sit with Rodgers. Because Rodgers, if I would sign Rodgers, it'd be on a 1-year deal with a Happy Meal guaranteed on the contract. There wouldn't be none of this $45 million guaranteed because Art Nutting's not going to sign him for that.
Art Nutting.
He's not going to sign him.
Well, see, Afton agrees with you, Burns, getting that second pick back.
Well, yeah, that's why I think George Pickens is going out the door.
I don't think so, though.
Oh, I think so.
I don't think so. And me and you said it yesterday when we had Mark on the show.
He's a cancer. So was Antonio Brown. Tomlin just hit him for how many years? He was a cancer.
Yeah, but
these guys, he thinks he can get these guys and rehabilitate them. No, once you're an idiot, you're always an idiot. They're just not good. You know, I'm sorry. The man makes beautiful catches, but he's an idiot.
Okay, so your pick, right? Your pick is Aaron Rodgers.
If I had to. If he's not available, I'm going to go out on a limb. When I saw this morning, it was like watching Despicable Me. It went light bulb. Joe Milton. Because he can run and he can throw a deep ball probably better than any quarterback in the NFL right now. He throws lasers. He can't throw. Now he'll throw the short pass. What's that, Bubba?
Why isn't he playing then?
Because they drafted May from North Carolina. They drafted him in the first round. They drafted Milton. When did they draft him? It was later rounds.
4th round.
No, I thought it was later. It was like 5th or 6th.
Yeah. Well, Tom Brady was in the 6th.
Well, not everybody's going to be Brady.
Well, thank God that what's his name got his spleen or chest broken open, or you never heard of Tom Brady.
But hey, guys, what do you think of that Brody Cook, the kid from Missouri?
I don't know.
I watched him play. He's decent. He's decent. That's going on in a limbo. That's a couple year project.
Yeah, well, some of his passes are a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're taking Rodgers, and you're hoping for them to get rid of Pickens, and the 2nd round pick, you take Jackson Dart.
Oh, if there's a quarterback right now in the draft other than my boy Prime, it would be because here's the problem.
We're not taking him, Burns. We're not taking him.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Guy. I don't want him. I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't want the headaches. I wouldn't want his dad showing up on the sidelines.
Well, you think they're not talking? Hey, man, what's it going to take, brother? I'm telling you.
They're not talking to him.
You're a big Shador fan?
Shador can take a beating and get up and still fling it.
He had a terrible offensive line.
His line sucked.
Terrible. 2 years in a row.
So let's just say this, Burns, hypothetically, if the Steelers could draft up, you're all in with Sanders then. You're all in right now. You would take Sanders as your number 1 pick.
See, there's a question. How big of a beating has he taken in the last 2 years? Is he going to last?
He's not going to be a 1st round pick.
Well, because
Shador Sanders.
No.
Yes, he will. Some team will go. Some team will take him in the 1st round because they're idiots.
He did shitty in the combine. He's dropped.
I'll bet he goes in the 1st round. Because Wilson, you know who I think Wilson's going to sign with? If he don't sign, because Sanders is going to be like Manning, whoever he gets drafted, his daddy's going to come in and make a trade, put him on a good team. Like when Eli got drafted by the same year Roethlisberger got drafted, Eli went to the Chargers and his daddy cried and got him traded to the Giants.
Well, Mark must like Sanders.
He's good.
I don't like him because I know his dad will interfere. And I never seen him play, so I can't comment on that. I just know the pedigree of his dad and how his dad is. And JC, thanks for tuning in. Rodgers is a mess.
Prime could play.
And the outcome was a dumpster fire. Oh, the Browns. The Browns. Wilson going to the Browns.
Wilson will sign with the guy. You think they're going to start Kenny Pickett? You're nuts.
I am a little nuts.
Before we're done tonight, I want to ask Brian. We might have to, put this in the parking lot to the end of the show. But what about the signing of the running back from?
The dude from Philly.
Yeah, the Eagles.
That's a third. Okay, that's not a. He's not a feature back, but he did kill us this year.
Is he? Is he a third down back, Bubba?
He looks pretty good. He has some wiggle. Lots of wiggle.
I don't think he's a. They're going to be doing running back by committee, Burns.
He made Joey Porter like break an ankle.
He was sitting behind Senquez Barkley, the man. PSU, baby.
Okay,
but he was sitting behind Barkley. That Gainwell, he can be tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's heating up for the Steelers. I think things are starting to happen.
I don't see Devil. Pickett ain't coming back. I'm so surprised that we don't have a quarterback yet.
Let me give you the theory. Let me give you my theory on Kenny Pickett.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Back in 1983, the Pittsburgh Steelers had a chance to take probably the greatest quarterback to ever sling a football in college football, and his name was Dan Marino.
I know that.
So the Pitt Panthers practice on the south side, and guys like Steele, good friend of all of us, thought this man could sling a football. They drafted him in the 20th pick of the first round. Who takes the first quarterback in the 20th pick of the first round? They all knew he blew. Okay? But the Steelers, to satisfy the Pitt fans, take him. How'd that work out?
They didn't.
It did.
So that's two.
The night they took him.
Quarterbacks that the Steelers travesty has struck them twice. One they didn't draft, and one they did draft, and both outcomes were not very good.
0 for 2.
Yep.
Yes. 0 for 2. Laces out. Yep. We'd have won a Super Bowl in the 80s with Dan Marino. I believe that.
Oh, I believe he'd have won at least one. Hell, you throw hand cannons to Ouija Thompson and Louis Lips, you're still going to win. Yeah.
Okay. So I got another question.
Yep.
Out of everybody because we lost Van Jefferson. I know Van Jefferson's not a big receiver, big player guy. But
Did he go?
He went to Tennessee, signed with Tennessee today. Okay. So that's a receiver that we're out of. Cooper Kupp got released. We're not picking Cooper Kupp up.
He's old man.
We're not picking him up.
Nope.
Okay, so and we got that we got a secondary guy today from the Jets. But the thing that's harping me, what position besides quarterback do the Steelers need to get in free agency that they haven't got yet?
Did you see what's his name from the Cincinnati Bengals is seeking a trade defensive end? Because Larry Okeechobee, goodbye, Larry.
He went to the Buffalo Bills. Larry Okeechobee did.
Hendrickson, is that his name? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Chargers just signed Mike Williams. Hot off the press. Wow.
So he's going back home.
Hey,
Okay.
I liked Mike Williams. They just didn't do anything with him.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
I still wish they could have signed him. Van Wilder. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Defensive line, that Hendrickson. Because the Cincinnati Bengals are getting cheap as usual, and they want to ditch these guys.
They're not going to trade him to the Steelers.
Okay.
They're not going to trade in their division. It's not going to happen. I mean, their defense, Cincinnati Bengals defense is a dumpster fire anyway. They're going to score 40 points, but they're going to let up fucking 38.
That's right, because Cincinnati's they had their shot. They lost in the Super Bowl. Now they're dumping everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at a defensive lineman in your eyes in free agency. Are you happy? Are you happy that with the free agents that we signed so far?
No.
Okay. Are you out of everybody that left? Out of everybody that left, Burns, who would you have assigned to stay as a Steeler that left?
None of them.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Larry Okeechobee, you seriously? These guys are all Tom. Any of these? No. There ain't one of them.
You wouldn't have signed Najee? You wouldn't have tried to sign Najee, Burns?
If they used him right, when he was in Alabama, he was the man. Now, here again, Alabama running backs are like the old Penn State running backs. What Nick Saban did was use the hell out of them. Same thing with the Steelers back in the day with the Penn State running backs. They were great college running backs. When you got them to the pros, other than Kurt Warner, they're the original Kurt Warner, not whatever that movie's called with the quarterback. The original Kurt Warner, when he screwed his knee up. These guys, the Alabama running backs, they use the death out of them. Najee Harris was not a first-round draft pick.
I like Najee. I'm pissed.
So did I, but they didn't use him right. He's not
tackles.
He's not Bill Hillgrove going sidecar on the right and hand it off to him. He is a power eye running back. Sorry.
That's what he is. That's you, Burns, on cut day. You're cut. So who are you going to keep, Burns? You're not keeping anybody. Who are you going to have for this Steeler team, Burns?
Let me ask you something.
That's why you're here.
Other than this year, who has Tomlin drafted that's worth a damn here in the last couple years? I mean, yeah. Who's Tomlin drafted that's been worth a damn in the last couple years?
What, the last 2 years?
The last few years.
Well, I think last year, Frazier.
Scrap last year because he had a good draft.
Okay.
Other than that, other than his first year when he got Timmons and who's he drafted that's been worth a damn?
Your cousin Artie Burns wasn't good.
He sucked.
No, so just
his first pick of all time when he took that dude from Missouri, Ziggy Hood. I never even heard of that idiot. And I know my college football. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
I remember that. What about Joey Porter, Burns?
I don't think he
didn't draft Joey Porter, did he? Oh, Junior?
Junior, yes, Junior.
I told you I told you that was a dumb pick when they picked him because his laurels is off his daddy. And if you throw at him, there's going to be flags all over the place. They did at Penn State. Those teams didn't throw at him because of his laurels. But when they did throw at him, the flags were flying. No.
Well, maybe he would, Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the one class that he drafted. They didn't last at all in football. I can't remember that. That was the Drew Archer draft class.
Yeah, Drew Archer. Remember those
guys? There was none that was in the Steelers longer than like 2 or 3. That whole draft class was gone.
Was that wasn't a running back from Florida, Drew? No, that wasn't a. They brought that little running back in from. Yeah, Lawrence Timmons. Yeah, that
was a good one.
Crocodile. I know Timmons was a good pick. I brought his name up.
Crocodile.
But I'm telling you, who was a running back from Florida? He thought he was going to be the next Eric Metcalf. The dude stunk. I don't think he lasted through preseason.
Was that 6-7 years ago?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
He played with Tebow. He blew. And they brought him in because Tomlin was at the draft. I go, you the man. I'd love to hear him at the draft. That guy's got more shit than the toilet. It's all, seriously. He wanted Justin Fields.
What his best pick was TJ Watt. That was probably his best pick.
And I wasn't a big fan of TJ Watt at the time either, because in the Big Ten championship game, Penn State ran him over.
See, I didn't know that.
And and I thought, but he's been all right. But my thing with him is he can't play a full game. Did you see Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green come out of the games?
No.
Nope. You telling me that football's changed? So you tell me football's changed that much? These guys can't play 3 downs.
I don't know why they can't.
Especially with the plyometrics.
Oh yeah, Cam Hayward. Okay,
Cam Hayward. He's now 50. Okay, there's Cam Hayward. He's 50 years old now, and we're going to keep signing him.
Well, because he's still playing good, Burns.
No, come on.
Yes, he is. Yes. Come on, Burns. I tell you what, he had a good season
last year. I was talking shit on him, and then halfway through the season, I had to give him credit.
Yeah, Burns, you got to give him credit, man.
Because the NFL Man of the Year, we just keep signing him. Steelers wouldn't have done that back in the day. After your second contract, you're out the door.
Well, they did that with Mike Merriweather.
Who?
And DeCastro was good too. There's a few. Cam, TJ, DeCastro.
Tomlin drafted DeCastro?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
I don't know.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
That was Cowher Power.
Howard picked him up. Let me look it up.
You sure?
Yeah, DeCastro. No.
Wait. Wait. Hold on. God damn it. I don't know. Hold on, Devil.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking up.
No way. This episode's sponsored by Miller Lite.
Tomlin. Okay, Tomlin did.
Okay, well, okay.
Okay, Pouncey was he
Pouncey.
Tomlin?
Pouncey, I think Pouncey was a Tomlin guy.
Okay. But there's not a lot of first round guys that made an impact for the Steelers except
the
for
whole point of this 10-minute conversation is this.
Yeah.
You don't draft the best athlete. You draft for need. Tomlin's done it. He did it last year. Other than that, you don't sit there, well, that guy played it. That guy played at USC. I'm going to draft him. I don't give a shit where he played for. You get you guys in there that can play ball.
He's the heel of the show, Craig.
No, I'm not. I would love to see. If the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, this crap where everybody goes, I just want them to win a playoff game. That's not Steeler football.
I know that, but that's what we have to deal with because that's all we have right now, Burns.
I would rather watch the 80 Super Bowl with Frank Pollard at fullback and Walter Abercrombie, hand them up, let's see what happens. Seriously.
I know
because what you're hearing on TV is total horseshit. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a good boy, but it's Jarvis Jones. That was a bust.
That was bad.
That wasn't a very good.
And I thought he was going to be a dandy.
I thought
he was too.
Yeah.
Well, Detroit's building something, but they got all their coaches gone.
Afton's right. That team, we're going to see what happens with the new coaching staff, but that team is on the verge of, when they made the playoffs, I'm like, I was rooting for Detroit because I like Kneecap. I like Kneecap. They play for him.
Oh, I remember him, Rich Enberg. I remember him. That's old school there.
Holy Cross man.
He was pretty good.
Yeah. Richie Ehrenberg was the man.
Hey, Eddie, thanks for popping on. Shazier was a good pick too, Burns.
Ryan Shazier was, but they haven't. Let's think about this. Have they been to Dupree went to Kentucky? Yeah. And he didn't do shit till his option year, and then all of a sudden he wanted a contract. Shazier, have they been the same since he got hurt on Monday night?
No, that was like a fork in the road, I think. No. That was big time.
Right. Mark, and whose fault? And I feel bad that the guy got hurt, but whose fault was that for spearing the guy?
He led with
Shazier. He did not form tackle that dude. He stuck his head right into him and speared. I feel bad he got hurt, but he speared him and got hurt. He's not, and thank God he can walk. Yeah, but that was on Shazier. That was not on the NFL or nothing else. Shazier speared that dude and hurt himself because that's what they want.
I'm going to have to see. Now you got me thinking of all these draft picks under Tomlin's. Now I'm going to write them down because I got nothing to do sometimes during the day. So probably next week or something with me and Shane, I'm going to have the whole list a little bit because, we don't have, we have a lot of stuff with free agency and Monday night was crazy. But I cannot believe nothing now.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You guys keep bringing these quarterbacks up.
Well, we need one.
What kind of tires does Coal Trucks run during the day instead of buying new ones?
Well, how the fuck do I know what a fucking
retreads? That's what they run. These guys, if they were such great quarterbacks, we wouldn't be talking about them. I heard Jameis Winston. Are you shitting me? He throws 40 interceptions a year.
I sent you that text today. And
but that would be
what am I supposed to do? That's the only we might not. Hey, look.
Do you really need a quarterback from the free agency? So you can go, No!
But who are we gonna get? Like, I want somebody that had some experience. I don't want fucking Skylar Thompson, and I don't want to. If we're going
Skylar Thompson, are you shitting me?
if we're going in with him, that means look, we're going to have a.
If you're going to do that, I'd rather bring that quarterback that was in West Virginia a few years ago that got drafted with the Carolina Panthers.
Will Greer.
That's it. Will Greer.
He's not very big, but he has a good head on his shoulders.
That dude can sling it.
Yeah,
but
good decision.
If you're going to go into the archives.
Okay, there you go, Burns. There's
what should the Steelers do, Burns, to fix to win Super Bowls? You serious? You want me to say it?
Well,
fire Tomlin.
You betcha. Hold on one sec.
What? Where's he going?
I had to power up. All right.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute.
So, right. Hey, Burns, this is a rabbit hole. You want to hear? I want to ask you something.
Yep.
Have you ever seen the show Shoresy?
No.
So the premise is this guy.
There's a good one there too, Fire Rooney. Go ahead.
The guy is a Canadian kid who refs hockey, and he just talks shit just like you.
So what's the solution besides? Okay, but who are you putting in as a coach if you get rid of Tomlin, Burns? This guy from Australia wants fucking solution, Burns. He wants answers right now. Give him some answers.
I know Crocodile got on. He's been watching the Steelers now for about 5 years. Do you remember?
I'm going to bring him on because he's probably going to fucking.
Whatever. He can say what he wants. He's always bashing me on his podcast when I say something. Do you remember when they were bringing in the new coach? We're down at Rose Inn and they had like, who was the who coached for the Cardinals?
That was Ken Wisenhunt.
Wisenhunt, and then the line coach at the time.
Okay, but I talked to who did I talk to? I had that.
He played for the Redskins. He was the line coach.
When I talked to Paul Alexander this year on,
and Paul Alexander is the best.
Okay, well, I talked to Paul Alexander. I never thought I'd be talking to Paul Alexander.
And I thought that was cool.
Yeah, dealing with the Steelers for 40-some years. Said in the interview that they were going to take Russ Grimm. They were taking
Russ Grimm. That's it.
They were taking Grimm.
Russ Grimm.
Now, do you remember when we're all sitting down there and you were throwing your fits behind the bar? And I said, that's who they're taking. And you're like, who's that? I said, Mike Tomlin. You're like, why?
I did say why.
Because.
Well, but still, he was.
I'm not bashing Tomlin. He's been a decent coach. If I say this, I'll probably be kicked off. But anyhow.
Well, don't say it.
Who created the Rooney Rule?
Yeah.
The Rooneys.
The Rooneys.
Right.
If they don't take Mike Tomlin, they look like the biggest hypocrites on the planet.
That makes sense.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
They have to do it. You have to do it.
They have to do it. And I'm not saying Mike Tomlin's not a bad coach. He's a good defensive coach. He's not even a believer of the 3-4. He's a Tampa 2 guy. Anybody that might know a little bit more than him, because here's what his coaching tree looks like. There's no branches off it. How many? Other than Dick LeBeau.
Detroit.
Dick LeBeau was there before.
They've lost.
Other than Dick LeBeau. I mean, how many of these guys that coach under Tomlin have coached anyplace else? Let me show you the coaching tree. It's like an ugly girl. They branch down the bug. It's like, no, there's nothing.
Well, Stephen Smith today went off about Tomlin.
He also went off on The View for what I saw too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he's actually coming around.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but he was talking about the Steelers not winning playoff games, and the mediocrity is the mediocrity, and it's not the Steeler way.
It's not. When's the last time they won a playoff game? 16? Afton has a good point here.
Where's it at?
What'd she say?
It's partly because Rooney's won't pay assistant coaches shit.
Well, that's true too.
That is true. That is the truth because the Steelers don't have assistant coaches.
Look at Detroit. Look at what they pay their assistants. And they had a fantastic
Super Bowl coach Mike. Hold on, Shady. Crocodile there. Super Bowl coach Mike Tomlin.
Mark, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome.
When did he win? When did he go or win Super Bowls? When he had, and I don't care what anybody says, when he had Cowher's guys. When Cowher's guys were too old, when's the last time old Mike Tees won a playoff game?
The playoff game that he won was against, I believe,
the Jets.
City.
Or was it Kansas City? Or the Jets.
Boswell kicked all those field goals was the last one.
Right. Mike Tomlin hasn't done jack diddly shit since Cowher's guys left. Period. People don't want to believe that. That is factual information.
Okay, so for 2 more years, if he's a Steeler coach for 2 more years and we get blown out of the playoffs in the next 2 years, that'll be 8 years.
You know what I hope they do? I hope they get their asses kicked this year and they have to draft Arch Manning. Then I'll be happy.
You've been saying that for months.
Yeah, because it's fact. Look what the Penguins did. They tanked on purpose, and look what's happened ever since when they got Mario.
Well,
They've had some of the greatest players of all time. That's factual information. You don't have to go 12 years of high school, 5 years of college to figure that out, man.
So coach team.
I mean, seriously, it ain't cheating until you get caught.
Well, the biggest situation right now is we don't have a quarterback, and right now
they look like idiots.
This situation is making us looking really bad. And
I agree with you 100%, Bubba. They look like idiots right now.
I thought that they were going to get somebody today, even if it was Russell Wilson at 4:00, and that is not the case. And now
if they bring back Russell Wilson, I hope they go 0-17.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think honestly, Brian, I think the difference between Rodgers and Russell is like maybe 3 wins.
Yep. Yeah, I don't.
After says he probably won't come out till 2027.
Rodgers 5 years ago, I'm like, bring him.
Well, you're very controversial.
Bring the heat.
You're like Roddy Piper right now. God damn, you're controversial. So what do you think? Okay, you want Aaron Rodgers, or you want him to trade for Milton to the Patriots, and you want him to trade George Pickens for a number 2 to get
which is going to happen. George Pickens is out the door.
I hope it's a good soundbite if you could do it, because Shane did it last year when he said Justin Fields.
I watched Shane on Crocodile's podcast the other night. He's like me on there. I'm telling you. Now, when they drafted Roman Wilson from Michigan, I'm thinking that was dumb. What has he ever done? This guy, he's nothing. They're going to bring him in as a number 2 wide receiver. He's not proven anything. That's a dumb draft pick.
I will say you do know your college football, and I've known
he's a Michigan man. They don't throw the ball.
When Michigan played in that national championship, he had a penalty, and then he came back and made a big play. I thought, hey, this kid has a good head on his shoulders. Didn't get down from making that bad play. I thought he was going to have a little bit more maybe mental toughness. But from what I've heard, this past season, he was a real pain in the ass. He wasn't a very good kid to coach, and he's on Tomlin's shit list. So,
you see that
talking about him?
Hey, see you, Mark.
Somebody give the Roddy Piper quote. You see that?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, I'm trying to be real here, because every day you turn on. Yeah, I listen to the fan all day long when I'm at work.
You probably listen to the fan more than I do, because I don't.
The only guy I really like to listen to on the fans on the weekends because Paul Alexander, he was a Penn State guy.
He'll be back, but not weekly. See, Mark.
Why does the fan have too many West Virginia guys on there now? West Virginia alum?
Mark.
Oh, I love to listen to the fan when what's his name was the coach of the football team when he went to Houston.
So
oh boy.
Okay, so what? Okay, another question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think or what position do you think the Steelers will draft in this upcoming draft in the first round pick? Who do you think?
Did you see the mock draft on NFL Network the other night, like last night?
I'll pull it up now.
No.
One of them had that running back. What's his name from
pick?
Boise State? I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
Gentry.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I did see that. Okay, but who
I'm
would
like, you
take,
got to
Bert?
be shitting me.
You're in the draft room right now, Burn Steeler draft room on draft day. Who are you picking as number one pick? What position? Doesn't need a player. I mean, or maybe you can name the player if you want.
If I'm drafting right now,
Yes.
because George Pickens ain't going to be there. That's my theory of
Well,
relativity.
you and Ashton, look, she's taking the same thing you're doing.
I'm taking the wide receiver out of Ohio State if you can get him.
Yeah.
That is a receiver factory. Too bad that one kid plays for Ohio State's only a freshman. I'd take him now.
What about Grant as a defensive lineman?
Grant from Michigan.
It's not bad.
That's the guy's name, Tyreek. Is that the guy from Gene says?
I can't remember his first name.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. So you're hoping for
Pittsburgh needs. I'm going to tell you right now. If I couldn't get a wide receiver, I would get the best inside linebacker in the game, in the draft. When's the last time Pittsburgh's had good inside linebacker play?
They had half decent last year. Half decent.
Patrick Queen's an old man.
He came on after about the fourth game, but there was 20.
No, wait.
He was absent.
He's 20. What? He's 26.
Hey,
Patrick
3, 4. They got 3 linebackers. You need 2 inside linebackers. Now the kid from North Carolina State,
Wilson's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, he puts some weight on. He's gonna be a dandy. I think he's gonna be a dandy.
Peyton Wilson puts on 15 pounds.
That's all he needs.
He should be starting then.
Yeah. But Patrick Queen's an old man.
Wow, sleeping lady. Thanks for coming on. Rams signed Mike Williams.
What about, hey guys, since they've got that kid from the Eagles, the running back, I don't think Cam Scatterboo's going to be on. They're not going to pick up a running back unless he's
back up later.
Speaking of running backs, you see who somebody cut Miles Sanders.
Would you pick up Miles Sanders? What are you looking at me like that? I'm asking you.
I'm a Penn State man, so I can't.
I know you are. You're a homer. But you know more. You've seen Miles Sanders play. Do you think if the Steelers could get a contract or something out of him, do you think he could play under the Pittsburgh Steelers and actually produce?
Yeah, if you're desperate, you'll do whatever they say. Hey, like Shane's talking Scatterboo. Dude, I think he's tough. Texas played like shit in that bowl game against Arizona State.
Yeah,
he's an old man.
But Scatterboo brought him back. I mean, he was a one-man show.
He was at halftime, and he just MF'd the whole team until everybody started playing ball.
Yeah, I mean, like Texas, if they'd have played them 9 times, 10 times, they'd have beat them 9. They beat them that game, but they played like shit against Arizona State. Let's face facts. But Scatterboo, my God, he was doing everything. He's throwing the ball. I mean, he was just doing everything. Whatever they did in that fourth quarter worked. Yeah. I'm like, you got to be shitting me, Arizona State.
You're gonna stick with the receiver. If it was up to you in the draft room, you're taking that receiver from Ohio State.
The kid from Ohio State or the kid from is it Missouri or
I don't know who that is after.
Iowa State has 2 really good
Who's this? Who's DJ Giggins? Who's that? I have no idea.
They have a kid named Higgins. Oh, Giggins. I don't know him.
I don't know who he must be a free agent.
He must be a retread too.
I don't know. I just know that they need a defensive. They need to sign a defense.
Kansas State running back. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand that one. Yeah. Kansas State. That's a team. It's always behind nobody hears about Kansas State other than Big 12 people, and they always produce decent running backs. What's his name? The white receiver played for Green Bay. Shit. He went to Kansas State. He blew his knee out in Pittsburgh.
Don Beebe. No.
No, Don Beebe. No. He blew his knee out in Pittsburgh.
I can't think of it.
That was probably Rodgers' favorite receiver. Oh shit!
That was
Stitz on. He'll text him. I agree with Pat, and I agree with not much of a quarterback class. I agree with that.
There's nothing.
Receiver, Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson. That's it.
Jordy Nelson.
Yep, that dude was a good receiver.
Afton got it.
Yep.
Wow,
I'm losing my mind at 51. I'm starting to go backwards.
That's okay. I mean, that's okay. So before we get out of here, do you think the Steelers are going to sign somebody by tomorrow?
Nope.
Jesus God Almighty!
No, it'll be some jerk off on a 1-year deal that plays special teams, and they go, "Oh, look what we got." No. Who cares?
I mean, Shane, did you think that? I honestly thought that we were signing somebody at 4.
I thought it was going to happen. No, I thought it happened about right before he went on. I thought 7.
Oh, I thought we had. Yeah. I thought we had big breaking news.
I thought.
Like,
you text me that, Bob, and I'm like, you can't talk to Rodgers till
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
No, after 4. But I seen 90. Like I said before, an hour ago, $90 million for 2 years. There's no way. There's no way you're paying him $40 million for 1 year. There's no way.
No way.
Okay.
Now, here was my mistake, and Bubba will agree with this because I said the year that Josh Allen got drafted again, I have no life. I said, he asked me, well, who's the quarterback? I said, Josh Allen from Wyoming, because they always played late, and Mason Rudolph. I watched Mason Rudolph throw against Pitt, and he threw for 400 yards like 3 years in a row against Pitt. I think this guy's the real deal. If they bring Mason Rudolph back, that's retread. I'm sorry.
Okay,
that's a rumor too.
Okay, well, no, well, maybe they. Well, first off, we're going to get this question for you, Burns.
Okay, you know who JJ? Yes, he's bad news. He's tough.
Bad news, as in good.
Yeah, he's tough.
Okay, but also too, we don't even have a number 1. We need another 2 quarter. We don't even have a number 1. So we need a 1 and a 2. So what about Mason?
Yeah, they do. They got that dude from South Dakota State they bring back every year as their 3rd-string quarterback.
No, they don't.
Number 2.
Went to Kansas City.
Huh?
He went to Kansas City. All we have is Skylar Thompson from Miami, who we signed. That is the only quarterback that the Steelers have right now, Burns.
Well, if they want him to hand the ball off twice and then throw a 5 yard up, then Skylar Thompson your starting quarterback.
No, we can't do that. No, we need 2. When is in Steelers history do we need 2 fucking quarterbacks? This has never happened before. Never.
Didn't happen. It shouldn't have happened last year either. But you had 2 starters.
This should never happen at all. That's the thing.
They've needed a number 2 and a number 3 quarterback.
Yeah, but
mediocre Michael messed this up. He's worried about going 9-8. That's all he worries about.
Well, I'll tell you guys, this 57 minutes, it's flown by.
But I think Mason is probably the best option we can get at the price because we're not paying $40 million for Aaron Rodgers.
Jimmy, start singing the Band-Aid song, Bubba.
No, I don't know the Band-Aid song. Is it like We Are the World?
Band-Aid. I am stuck on Band-Aid bread because Band-Aid stuck on me. No. Mason Rudolph is retread.
That has to be a So hey,
remember the commercial?
Oh shit! We're not. I wish we could. I mean,
I give Brian this show 2 thumbs up.
Hey, seriously.
Well, you're being real, Burns. I mean, you're being real.
Seriously, off subject. Did you guys watch the 3rd episode of Daredevil?
Yeah, I'm halfway through it.
Dude, that's badass shit.
I'm not going to tell you. It's
no,
really
don't. Because I text Bubba before we got on here. I'm like, what the hell going on? Anyhow.
Yeah,
it's good. It's
very good. That's the Triple B Experience podcast, Burns.
You watch Reacher?
No, I don't have Prime or what is that? Netflix?
Yeah.
No.
Prime.
I got YouTube. Hey, if I seriously though, all this quarterback jazz, when that phone, I get up at 5:45 every morning and I grab my phone because it goes off in the alarm and that thing went off and it says half the bullshit that's on there you can't believe because it's all.
Well, no, it's all clickbait. Everything's clickbait.
But it's like Steelers are going after Joe Milton. I'm like, what's his name? I'm like Brew on Despicable Me. I'm like, light bulb. That might not, I mean, it might sound stupid. But I would rather pay low price for Joe Milton than bring in old man Russell Wilson or high price Aaron Rodgers. Joe Milton can throw the dart. He throws darts. He throws a good deep ball. And if you're going to bring in Metcalf.
Yeah, but you got Metcalf at $150 million. You got no quarterback throwing the goddamn ball yet.
Joe Milton, you're not listening to me.
Well, I am listening to you.
Because Joe Milton played that hypo offense, and that hypo offense is slinging all over the place. Shane will attest to that. That's wide open.
Yeah. It's really, you got DK on one side, and even if Pickens stays, or if they put in Wilson or Calvin Austin, it's just like JJ, or not JJ, not JJ, Schuster. Remember Schuster caught all that shit, was fantastic. Juju was great because he had AB on the other side.
Right.
And that's they're talking about with George Pickens, which I don't like, is like they're trying to keep back. They're trying to play bubble on this. Like, well, George, you're not going to be double covered all the time since we have DJ Metcalf.
Right.
Well, to me, when Pickens showed up 20 minutes, before game time at Christmas Eve, right there showed me he's not,
Well, he was getting Christmas presents. You got to give him a little bit,
Well,
Ben made the receivers better. Not for the last 4 years, he didn't.
I'm gonna cry.
Presley Harvin.
No, that was the punter.
Percy Harvin. There it is. Who just said that?
George.
That was a running back for Florida, right there. Yeah. Oh, Presley Harvin.
No, he was the punter.
Yeah, Presley Harvin. Percy Harvin's a dude from Florida, that little running back they brought in.
No, Percy Harvin, wasn't he a receiver from Minnesota, had headaches?
No, Percy Harvin is that little running back that he is being passed. Who the hell's?
I don't know. No, he was punter. That was the punter. That was the Steelers punter.
But
I'm keeping up with all this.
You want to know who the Steelers? Here's my far-fetched draft pick. Here's how dumb the Steelers are.
Okay, Robert said Milton said to be the least accurate last year. The scouts said.
Is that right? He'll throw a 5-yard out as hard as he can for 50 yards. He throws darts. That's his only problem. You watch and see if the Steelers don't draft that quarterback from Indiana.
Oh, no, who's that?
The kid that's got the hobbled knee. You watch and they'll say, this guy's got potential. You watch him do it. I thought about this today. They're like, this guy's got potential.
Yeah.
No, he's a cripple. I'm sorry. No.
So he limps around for real? Like he
played all year with a knee brace on. He needs surgery. Shane, what's his name? He brought him in from University of Ohio. Signetti brought him in.
Curtis Rourke.
Yep.
His name is.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought he brought him from James Madison, didn't he?
Yes. No, they brought him in from University of Ohio. The rest of them guys were James Madison guys. Yeah. You watch. They'll like, this guy was under the radar. No, he wasn't under the radar. He played a good team and he got his ass whooped. And I hate Notre Dame. Yeah.
Well,
the Steelers, Milton's stock fell at draft because he threw 80 yards, but might not be anywhere near. I don't know what. Okay, I believe you, Afton, but I watched him play and he was throwing BBs in the SEC.
Well,
you know as well as I do, Shane, Baba, you got to agree with this. Tomlin wants a running quarterback, correct?
Okay, yes, but who's that going to be?
Milton can do that.
Okay.
Milton can run. He's just not a big name. I've never been a Fire Common guy, but
Do you think something happened with Justin Fields and that's why they were going to give him more money and that's why he rolled out?
if you take me out as a starting quarterback, because Tomlin's good at promising everybody, you went 4-2 in the so-called fake calf injury. I told you before, as soon as they pulled him, he's done in Pittsburgh. I wouldn't have done it either. I would have done it.
There's another question. Afton has a question. Burns.
Has Milton been a good developmental situation? I don't know. I don't follow the Patriots. But I'm telling you.
Too much money on Fields. Well, I mean, besides he got stiffed at the Steelers for to get taken out. But
I mean, if you think about it. This isn't Cliff Stop Mark Malone bullshit. He's 4-2. He had a shitty game against Indianapolis. All of a sudden, the Savior's coming in. Well, he didn't prove nothing. I told you, I text you. And Shane's the same way. He said, I'm starting Fields. I mean, trust me, he didn't get hurt. He sat all year. He saved a year. I'm not playing for Pittsburgh after you yanked me.
They didn't even use him after, they didn't use him in the playoff. And
yeah, to run a quarterback sweep. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I don't know if I have any more questions. Shane, you got any more questions for Burns
No,
here
this is a banger.
on this hot fire?
If you're not entertained, you're asleep.
Burns, I thank you for coming on. I mean,
yeah, and
you can come on anytime.
I hear the questions, and I'm thinking everybody's on TV and everybody's on we got to do this. I wish the Steelers had a money tree outside. They could just go, oh, we'll just draft this guy. Well, it don't work like that.
He did say bring in Brady today.
Well, yeah, that was being a fun. Some dude had on Facebook that was Brady, and I'm like, yeah, I knew that would fire you up.
Well, I mean, hey, Tom Brady right now is better than anybody we got right now.
I wouldn't sign Tom Brady for nothing. Well, he's a system quarterback, always has been.
I don't know what we're going to sign, and I don't know who we're signing, and I have no idea. But I know, and I thought this show tonight we'd have a quarterback, and we still don't have a quarterback.
Nope.
Which is unreal, and we don't have a second string quarterback. We'd have nothing. Uncle Rico, maybe. George T said, thanks for coming on, Burnsy.
All right, buddy. Hey, enjoy yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad I got to come on the show. You guys do a hell of a job.
Well, thank you, Burns. We try.
Yeah.
We try.
And I couldn't, I missed, I had to pay $100 for one game.
I'd have paid you if I'd have lost.
Yeah. But
like I said,
guys, enjoy.
You got an invite anytime, Burns. Thanks for coming on.
Buddy. Shane, as usual, buddy.
See ya, buddy.
Later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the famous Brian B. Burns. I tell you what, man, Burnsy knows his stuff.
We have to have him on the draft because,
yeah, he does know his draft stuff, and he's so
opinionated.
Opinionated, and I told him that he had to turn it down a couple notches.
He was fantastic.
I know he was. He was great. He was great, and I advertised him on my social media.
He got Mark frustrated.
Oh,
he got the chat frustrated.
Crocodile. That's how Burns is. Burns is the Roddy Piper of the group here.
Yeah.
So thanks, Burns. What happened? I can't do nothing. What happened?
Fun show. Thanks, Daredevil.
There we go. Thanks, Burns. Yeah, I'll be doing it tomorrow night. I have a show at 7:00 on Larry Stryker's I don't know if you knew this, Shane, but I got my wrestling license renewed, so we're ready to go. So,
all right.
Yeah. So, no, guys, we had a whole bunch of people in the chat, and we appreciate you guys commenting. We appreciate Brian Burns coming on tonight. Burns knows his college stuff, and he's opinionated, but he's also very entertaining. Yeah. And I told him, and we don't have a quarterback. We've got some secondary help today. We got a running back from the Eagles. We still don't have a defensive lineman. and we need 2 quarterbacks. And I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to stick by my phone and see what's going on. So we'll see what's going down. If something happens, we get a quarterback. Me and Shane, I'll throw him the
pop on
bomb, and we'll pop on. And if Shane's not doing nothing tomorrow, he can come on, and hopefully he finishes Daredevil tomorrow. And then because that's something that I'm definitely going to be talking about.
Watch it tonight.
Yeah, watch it tonight. It's pretty good, man. Real good. So, and I'll see what kind of pop culture stuff I got to talk about, because Friday's wrestling and I got a whole weekend off, so I'm going to do whatever I do. But Shane, thank you as always, coming on as the guest host with the most. Guys, thank you so much. I think we're at 325. We're very, very close for subs.
Yeah.
So we thank all the people that have jumped on that are new. We're here every Wednesday night like clockwork, live every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We're also Tuesday nights at 7 with the Aussie, the Down Under bro, Mark from Steelers Nation Australia, where the three of us still talk Steelers football. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the chat. And it was a good chat because there was tons of people in tonight. So you guys got your questions. Hopefully we get some quarterback very, very soon. So guys, we will see you. And if you're getting to pulp culture, we'll be out tomorrow night. So thank you guys so much. Afton, thank you. Hey, Eddie, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Hit like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family. It's Steeler Talk, man. And I don't know, we're not going to re-sign Tommy Maddox, Dawn, but we might have to. I don't know. So, okay, everybody, good night. Go Steelers, and let's sign a goddamn quarterback. See you, Jane. Okay, everybody, good night.